welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
Now, often we come in here with, stacks of research, dense papers. Today, it's completely different. We're diving deep into just one source, a really potent one. The lyrics of the song Life Itself is the Therapist by Alison McLean.
Yeah, it's definitely unusual, but I think it's a really rewarding way to look at things. We're treating these lyrics less like just art and more like a kind of compressed philosophy text.
Right. So what's our mission here?
Well, the goal is really to pull out the core operating system, you could say, the actual instructions this worldview gives for handling life's challenges. It's basically a blueprint for like radical self-determination, just packed into verse and chorus.
Okay, and it jumps right in, doesn't it, with that central metaphor in the bridge. Life itself is the therapist.
Exactly.
That immediately kind of flips things on its head. I mean, usually a therapist is external, right? A guide, someone you pay for structure, for neutrality. So what does it mean philosophically when it's the chaos, the challenges, the sheer flow of existence itself that takes on that role?
Well, what's really fascinating is how it just eliminates external judgment completely. A human therapist, they guide you, sure, but they're always working within their own framework, right?
Yeah.
Mental health norms, societal ideas.
Yeah.
But if life itself is the therapist, the curriculum is just experience.
Yeah.
Pure experience. The lessons are right there in the adversity or the joy or just the relentless forward motion of things.
So there's no external authority saying, this is healing or that's progress.
Precisely. Your growth is just how you process what happens to you. The environment teaches, existence is the curriculum, and living is the therapy session, basically.
Okay. But the song's philosophy makes it pretty clear that before you can really learn anything this way, you need to be ready to ditch what you think you know.
Absolutely. You have to clean the slate first before you can really engage with that curriculum actively. The lyrics push quite hard on this need for skepticism, almost aggressively.
Yeah, I mean, the verse literally says, never believe a word that you read or what you have been taught. That's huge. It's like rejecting tradition, education, media, history, everything.
It sounds radical.
For you listening, you might think, how can you even function if you reject everything you read? Society kind of relies on shared signposts, right?
That's the tension, isn't it? But I think the critique here isn't really about facts versus lies. It's more about perspective versus dogma.
Okay. How so?
Well, the lyrics give the reason earlier. Everything can be seen in many ways, no matter what the signposts say.
Ah, I see. So it's not that the signposts are wrong, necessarily.
Not always, no. It's that they're limiting. They point you down one path, one interpretation. But the lyrics insist that lived reality, actual experience, offers infinite paths, infinite ways of seeing things.
If those signposts, history books, cultural norms, whatever, push a single fixed reality,
then they clash fundamentally with that core idea that everything can be seen differently. That dogma, that fixed view, has to be rejected because it chains up your potential response.
it limits your options.
Exactly. So the skepticism isn't meant to make you isolated or cynical. It's meant to free up your mind for the next step.
Which is stated pretty clearly, the goal is to create your own beliefs and thoughts.
Right. You can't build your own unique mental operating system if you're just running on the default settings someone else installed.
Right.
So that skepticism, rejecting what you've been taught, it's the necessary prerequisite. It's like tearing down the old mental structures so you can start building something new.
You become the sole author.
That's the idea.
Okay, so the structure seems clear. First, accept interpretation is fluid. Second, clear out the clutter of external dogma. Third, start building your own thing. But then the chorus hits with this really powerful punch, sets up this massive conflict, and then offers a pretty surprising solution.
Yeah, this is where it moves from like intellectual critique into something more existential.
The premise is so provocative. If life is a scam and we are being played, let's just pause there. That's acknowledging the absolute darkest, most cynical possibility, isn't it? That existence is fundamentally rigged, maybe even meaningless or manipulative. It doesn't shy away from potential despair.
And that's crucial, I think. It grounds the whole philosophy in a recognizable feeling. It accepts that cynical view that, let's face it, a lot of people feel sometimes. Whether the scam is cosmic indifference or social injustice or just random chaos.
Right.
The lyrics acknowledge that feeling of being played. And that's important because it makes the solution that comes next feel applicable, even when you feel completely hopeless.
And the power move isn't debating whether it is a scam or not.
No, not at all.
It's in the conclusion that immediately follows, which just cuts through the despair. Regardless,
Yeah.
we all have a choice in how we respond.
And that choice becomes the one universal constant in this worldview. Even if everything is rigged, even if the deck is stacked. That final act of self-determination, your response, remains. It's the one thing nobody can take away. The fixed point in all that swirling skepticism and chaos.
And this choice, this internal response mechanism, it's given this amazing status, the lyrics call it. And that's our magic wand.
Yeah, that phrase magic wand, it completely reframes agency, doesn't it? A wand implies power, like immediate, almost effortless transformation of reality.
So if your mindset shift, your perspective change, your decision is the magic wand.
It means you don't actually need to change the external rules of the game. You don't have to defeat the scam. You just need to master your reaction to it. And that reaction itself changes the reality you experience.
Wow. Okay, so it redefines where the real action is. We're often taught to try and fix the external thing, right? Change the world, defeat the scam. But this philosophy says, nope, the transformation happens inside. It's in the choice you make right after something happens.
And if we connect that back to the main idea, life as the therapist, the therapy session isn't about solving cosmic unfairness. The therapy is recognizing and then using that magic wand.
So the scam, whatever it is, becomes kind of irrelevant.
In a way, yes. The moment you realize your chosen response dictates your personal reality, your path forward, the external trigger loses its ultimate power over you. It's incredibly empowering, puts the locus of control entirely within.
Okay, but practically speaking, what does wielding that wand actually look like? Is it just about managing your emotions, or is it more active?
Oh, I think it implies action, definitely. If the choice is genuinely transformative, like a magic wand, then your chosen response has to influence what you do next physically.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Like, say you experience failure, maybe that's part of the perceived scam. If you respond with despair, you shut down. But if you choose to respond with, say, curiosity, why did that happen?
Then you open up new possibilities.
Exactly. New avenues for learning, for building something different next time, which feeds directly into that other instruction, creating your own beliefs and thoughts based on experience. So the magic wand isn't passive acceptance. It's choosing the response that actually serves the purpose you're trying to author for yourself.
Got it. That's a vital clarification. So, okay, we've got the need for skepticism. We've identified the ultimate tool, the magic wand of response. Now, the final piece, the actionable bit. If you've cleared the decks mentally and you hold this internal power, what are you supposed to actually do day to day?
Well, the lyrics give us another really strong metaphor for that, a metaphor of motion. Take a seat and ride life like a highway.
Ride life like a highway. That implies speed, momentum, maybe even danger, things moving fast.
Definitely speed and momentum.
But what about take a seat? Does that mean just sit back passively? Or is it something else?
I read it as highly disciplined acceptance. Think about a real highway. It demands speed, right? You can't just stop. You can't easily turn around. If you fight that velocity, if you resist the flow, what happens? You create friction, anxiety. You eventually break down or cause an accident.
True.
So taking a seat feels like calling a truce with the flow. You accept the path, you accept the speed is high, and by doing that, you free up all your internal energy you are wasting fighting the inevitable.
And you can redirect that energy
to the only things you can control on that highway. Steering, watching, choosing your lane, deciding how you navigate the traffic. It's active acceptance, not resignation. It's acknowledging that life, your therapist, is going to keep moving, and you have to move with it to get the lessons.
So the crucial act is to stop struggling against the flow of events in time.
Yes.
And focus that energy instead on how you interpret and act within that flow.
Precisely. You stop wrestling with the fact that things are happening, and you start focusing on the how. How do you move within them? And that highway forces movement, which is vital, because the experiences you gather while moving are the raw materials you need to build your own beliefs. You can't create informed beliefs just standing still.
Okay, this really brings it all together then. It feels like there are 3 clear sequential steps outlined here.
Yeah.
Let's just trace that path one more time for everyone listening.
Yeah, it's like the practical method you can distill from it all.
Okay, step 1. Skepticism. Create mental space. Reject external dogma. Never believe a word that you read or what you have been taught. Clear the slate.
Step 2. Movement. Engage with existence, your therapist, without fighting its pace. Take a seat and ride life like a highway. Generate experience.
And step 3. Construction. The core purpose. Use the experience from the highway, filtered through your clear, skeptical mind to create your own beliefs and thoughts.
And it's how those 3 steps depend on each other that's really quite elegant, I think. Without skepticism, your beliefs are just borrowed clothes. Without movement riding that highway, your beliefs are just abstract ideas, untested.
They have no grounding in reality.
Right. Life itself, the constant flow, the highway becomes the testing ground for the philosophy you're actively building. So the individual isn't just passively receiving therapy. They're the architect, the builder, and ultimately the only judge of whether their construction is working for them.
Yeah, this deep dive really hammers home that thesis. Life is the therapist providing the environment, the constant challenges.
Yeah.
But the actual healing, the sense of purpose, the construction of a meaningful self, comes entirely from your choices, your magic wand, and the framework you build yourself based on fluid interpretation.
It's a really compelling, high-agency philosophy packed into just a few lines of a song. So the key takeaways for you listening are pretty clear. Life always offers infinite ways to see things. Your response is your ultimate power, your magic wand, and your main job is to become the author of your own beliefs, regardless of the signposts.
Now, before we wrap up, we always like to leave you with something to chew on, something that pushes maybe just beyond the source itself. So if life is the therapist, and the absolute core, the transformative choice, is how you respond to that premise, life is a scam and we are being played. What happens if your chosen response, using that magic wand, is to completely reject the idea that life is a scam in the first place?
Ooh, that's interesting. If the wand gives you the power to choose your response, and you choose to frame life not as a scam, but as, say, neutral, or even benevolent, or maybe as a system perfectly designed for your growth, have you sort of graduated from the therapy at that point? Is realizing you have the magic wand the end game? Because now you have the tools.
Oh, yeah.
Or is that realization just the beginning of the real work? The point where you finally have the freedom to consciously decide what kind of meaning you actually want to build.
A really expansive thought to end on. Great stuff. Thank you for sharing these sources with us today.
My pleasure.
And we'll catch you next time for the next deep dive.